This is the Sony PlayStation 5, and it is garbage. It is a piece of junk. It is just constantly giving me problems. One, because of the size. It rarely fits anywhere you want to put it. Two, you have to have a stupid stand just for it to stand level. Now, I do appreciate what the PlayStation 5 is able to do in terms of functionality and the games that it has and the improvements to the UI over the PlayStation 4. But when it comes to console design, it is one of the most ugly consoles ever created. I mean, this thing looks like an internet monitor from hell. And not only that, but a year and I think about 6 months, 4 months, something like that, my PlayStation decided to just not turn on. Why? Who knows? I did the power button checks, I plugged the controller in, I cleaned it out, I did everything you are supposed to do with this PlayStation 5, and it still does not run at all. It will not turn on, no lights, no anything. I have now had to contact PlayStation, say, hey guys, your shit is garbage. It's trash. It does not work. And they told me that I was outside of the 1-year warranty, which means that I had to then pay $250 to get them to, I don't know. I paid $250 and they didn't email me back with it's been like an hour, 2 hours, something like that. And they still have not contacted me back with the next steps. So now I'm sitting here with my thumbs up my ass, not knowing what to do with this piece of garbage. Hopefully they send me a box or something to ship it to them, but terrible support. Absolutely terrible. And another thing that is a problem with PlayStation as a company overall, when I go to return something through Xbox or the Switch, very easy process, one and done. And just say, hey, I didn't want this, I didn't play it, I just got it on accident or something. Done. PlayStation has you go through so many goddamn hoops that it's just better just to keep the game at that point. PlayStation's customer support is one of the worst things I've ever had to deal with. Now, I don't ever have to deal with customer support very often. It's something I've never really had to do. The only times I've done it is I returned a game on Xbox, I returned a game on PlayStation. PlayStation had way more steps and I ended up keeping the game. Now, Nintendo's, I might have been a little bit generous to Nintendo. I actually don't understand. No, I've never returned anything on Nintendo, never had to. I know that they've had stick drift problems, and I haven't had to run into that myself, so they could be worse. I might be saying Nintendo is better out of a case of anger. I don't play my Switch enough to really justify any problems with it, but I do know that I've had my PlayStation 4, and I bought it, our Pro. I bought it secondhand, and it has outrun this PlayStation 5. And I looked up all the issues that people had, and a big issue that people have had is storing it vertically like this, and then the stuff leaking down. I have gotten so many tidbits where people ask me how I store my PlayStation. I have stored my PlayStation horizontally the entire time I owned it, due to the chance, even if that is not a true thing and it is blown out of proportion, the chance that that can happen, because I did not want my PlayStation to become faulty and to break. Now, I then look up, and this is still a consistent issue. I have seen consistently problems with the PlayStation not turning on and breaking, and I do not understand what's going on with PlayStation and what they're doing and why this is getting shoved under the rug, because you look up videos, when you type in my PlayStation, the first thing that always pops up is won't turn on. Why is this a big problem? I don't know. And why is it not being talked about? I have no idea. Maybe it's because of the zealotness that goes into the PlayStation fan base. Maybe it is that journalists seem to really cater PlayStation. But this is an issue that needs to be talked about. And I'm probably going to get a ton of hate on this video because, oh, he's probably making it up. Or, oh, he just hates PlayStation. I love my PlayStation. I really love this machine. I think it's a great machine. But at the end of the day, if I'm having this many issues and this many problems, and then I have to pay $250 for a console that is defective, I'm going to be irritated. I'm going to have problems with this ecosystem that I shouldn't have problems with. I already had issues with the design because I thought it was ugly, but I really wanted to play some of the games, some of the stuff that I thought was cool. I wanted to utilize its feature of letting me stream to YouTube. Now I can't utilize any of that because the thing is garbage. I will update you on the process, what happens next on me getting this PlayStation, on how it works. I usually don't make content like this, but I didn't know what else to do. Somebody hit me up on Twitter, said maybe you could tell me what you think is wrong. I do know through the steps of what they want you to do through sending this in. They want you to do all the test the power button, unplug it, plug it back in, typical stuff. They want you to hit the disc button, they want you to hit this button, they want you to try to put a disc in. Mine wouldn't let me do any of that because it's broken. And then what it wants you to do is pull the side plates off. Now, if you don't know how to turn the side plates off, what you do is you push on the little corner here by the PlayStation thing, and it just kind of pops off. I'm not going to do it because I only have one hand right now, but it's very simple to take these plates off, luckily. And then I hit it with some canned air because that's what they told me to do, because they wanted me to clean it. Because miraculously, by blowing out the 3 specks of dust inside my PlayStation that wasn't dirty to begin with, that was going to miraculously make it unbroken. I know that they want you to do these steps because that's just typical stuff, but I go through all of this, and I expect in like a 2-year warranty. I don't know. I know 1 year's pretty typical in any industry, but with the piece of technology, especially when they knew it was prone to failure, this is an issue. I feel screwed over. I feel scammed. This is the first time I've ever been this. I have consoles that are older than my original Xbox runs like a champ. I luckily I got the 360 after I think I got the black one, not the white one, the one that got the red ring. So I've never had to deal with the red ring, luckily. But that was an issue then, and Microsoft had to deal with it, and it was something they dealt with. And I think that it's good to hold companies accountable when they have mess-ups like the red ring of death, like whatever this power issue is. Because I saw a bunch of stuff and followed a bunch of accounts that do work on consoles, and the one that comes in the most is the PS5, and that's weird to me. It's weird to me, and it's weird that people get flack for it. And even when Austin Evans did a video where he thought that the PS5 Slim or the next generation of the PlayStation, because they had their first rollout and then they had second rollout, and he said that there could be issues with the heat process on the new one. That could be what happened here. And the fact that he got so much hate and so much vitriol is just obscene to me. Why would you take care of a company? Well, what is this company fucking doing for you? Absolutely nothing. They are somebody who wants your money. And now I'm sitting here dealing with this shit and knowing that when I make this video, when I put it out, I am going to get tons and tons of flack because I'm being critical of a console. And that's something I had to know going into this. And it's just so irritating. And I'm not the guy that likes one over the other. I think they both have their benefits. I hate that Xbox won't allow me to stream on YouTube. I think it's one of the most asinine things. I hate that Xbox will not let Running with Scissors put their games on their platform, yet they claim to be for video game preservation. You can't have it both ways, Microsoft. Come on. And then I look at PlayStation and how it has a little bit more of an open platform, and I like that. I like that some of these indie games, even if they're shovelware, have the ability to get on the console and let me experience it as a consumer what I want to play, and not have a company telling me what I can and can't play. So I do like some of those aspects. I think some of the controller features are nice. I do not like the haptic triggers, but the touchpad I don't hate. I think it has a lot of functionality, and I like the way that you get a third button out of it, and how the streaming button is already built into the controller. It was nice to see that Xbox finally did that with the Xbox Series X. They should have done it previously. Yeah, and PlayStation was already there. So there is stuff that PlayStation does that I really, really like. I think that their new UI changes are really good. In the old UI in the PS4 was kind of mid. I like the new rollout and how I can jump from my Xbox to my PlayStation. It feels very, very similar. I do appreciate that. It's just when I'm sitting here looking at a console that just decided to take a shit on itself, and then it's like, oh, well, maybe I could use the Portal technology on my phone or whatever. Nope, you have to have your PS5 on. Well, if my PS5 won't turn on, how can I play my games? So hopefully my PS4 will be able to play a lot of the games I had, and I'll be able to stream on that. But until this whole situation is figured out, don't expect a lot of streams from me. I mean, I wasn't planning on streaming until the end of next week anyways, because I have family in town. I wasn't even planning on making this video. I've been kind of just chilling because I worked my ass off to be able to take this week off, but now here I am fussing with a console I didn't need to fuss with. But if you learn something from this, who knows? I mean, it's very easy to take the side panels off. It's a 2-step process. Thought it was going to be more difficult. That is pretty convenient. But yeah, if your PlayStation takes a shit after about a year and a half, you're not under warranty anymore, and you're paying half the cost of the console, which is asinine. just absolutely asinine. But that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you maybe learned something from it. Saw me rambling in front of nothing. A couch that's probably really messy because I've been dealing with a PlayStation tear apart for some reason, because that's what the Forum team wants me to do. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hey, I'm sure you guys are going to tell me, did you try plugging it and plugging it back in? And to that, you can pound sand up your ass for all I care. I really do not need any more advice. I have watched 87 videos in preparation so I wouldn't have to pay this $250. But there's nothing I can do. That's it. Deuces, I guess.